Hello to you, our viewers. It is our pleasure to welcome you to this latest edition of the news in English on Rwanda Television with me, Sarah Shinhori. We'll begin with the headlines. President Paul Kagame has urged leaders in various sectors to focus on actions that improve the lives of those they serve. His Excellency, the President of the Republic, has praised the strong ties that exist between Rwanda and Togo and expressed a desire to strengthen them even further. And on the international scene, Namibia's film industry has been breaking boundaries, increasing its international reach, as local filmmakers are getting increasingly noticed for their authentic storytelling and cultural depth. Now straight to the details. Thank you again for taking the time to join us. President Paul Kagame has urged leaders in various sectors to focus on actions that improve the lives of those they serve. He called on young people to adopt and exhibit proper conduct, including on social media. The president made the remarks during the National Prayer Breakfast, an annual event aimed at thanking God for the blessings upon Rwanda and seeking guidance for continued progress in the new year. Moses Ndahiro, the head of the Rwanda Leaders Fellowship, which organizes the event, highlighted that Rwandans have much to be thankful for, while Dr. Nathan Chiroma, a preacher and leader of the Africa College of Theology located in Chichichiro district, challenged leaders to lead by example and turn their knowledge into actions rather than words. In his address, President Paul Kagame tasked attendees with working on initiatives that will transform the lives of the people they lead. It is about the knowledge we attain that gives us the ability to perform the tasks we are supposed to, and that is something you cannot hide. You cannot lie to people that you put all of the knowledge you have acquired into action, because your actions speak for themselves. So no, you cannot lie. Even when you try to lie, people hold you accountable by asking you to show what you have achieved through your flock. They ask you to show them those achievements because you are required to show them. The president further emphasized the need for leaders to play an active role in resolving family-related issues that affect the society.
Imiryango yahungabanye mu mago n'abana batoya bagishakana.
Things like cases of drug abuse, families that have been disrupted, and that is even true for young couples yet to have children of their own. They too face strife. There are many problems, and if we want to fulfill our responsibilities as leaders, especially those in the religious setting, we must remember to do everything possible to reduce the things that disrupt the Rwandan family unit.
Kugira ngo tugabanye ibihungabanya umuryango nyarwanda.
Additionally, the head of state expressed concerns about the inappropriate behavior displayed by some young Rwandans, particularly on social media platforms. I see it on social media, the things being posted there. Young people dressing inappropriately and daring to go out like that. What is it that the person is trying to show off that everybody else does not have? There is no religion that requires you to go around almost naked, and that is not a requirement in society either. They reflect their intellect when they do such things and show just how lacking they are intellectually. That is the root cause of what they do. The prayer breakfast was attended by leaders from various religious denominations in Rwanda, friends of Rwanda from different countries, representatives of non-governmental organizations, and officials from different levels of government. Now, as we noted in the headlines, President Paul Kagame has praised the strong ties between Rwanda and Togo, expressing a desire to strengthen them further during bilateral discussions with President Faure Nyasimbe. We have the details with Adam Squizera.
Afternoon at Urugwiro village, President Paul Kagame received President Faule Isomina Nyasimbe during his official visit to Rwanda. The two leaders had a closed-door meeting before joining members of both delegations for bilateral discussions. This visit marks President Faule Isomina Nyasimbe's return to Rwanda following his participation in President Kagame's inauguration ceremony in August 2024. President Kagame remarked during bilateral discussions with President Faule Isomina Nyasimbe, which focused on strengthening cooperation between Rwanda and Togo across a number of sectors, including agriculture, trade and investment, green financing and energy, amongst others. President Kagame commended the strong ties between Rwanda and Togo, expressing a desire to strengthen them further during bilateral discussions with President Faule Nyasimbe.
I think really mine is just to express how happy we are to have you here, but also record the good cooperation we have for a long time between our two countries that we want to deepen further as we continue working together. And there are sectors that have already been mentioned, but the cooperation is not limited to that. You can take it to any other level.
Togo's Minister for Public Service Reform, Labour and Social Dialogue, Gerbe Bawala, noted that discussions between the two heads of state focused on enhancing agreements in various sectors.
Et sur cette base, nous avions déjà amorcé.
Based on this, we had already initiated discussions and exchanges which led to an agreement on draft conventions and agreements in the 5 sectors, highlighted by the Rwandan Minister of Foreign Affairs. During this official visit, new opportunities and additional areas of cooperation were identified. These were the focus of productive discussions held yesterday and this morning between the ministers and other members of President Nyasimbe's delegation and their Rwandan counterparts. It was therefore agreed that very soon there will be a reciprocal technical visit between Togo and Rwanda to strengthen ties and finalize the documents concerning the conventions, agreements, and memorandum of understanding that will later be signed. Rwanda and Togo share strong ties rooted in various cooperation agreements. Both nations are currently exploring measures to enhance their partnership, including agreements on double tax avoidance and visa waivers for citizens holding service and ordinary passports. Adam Squizera, RwandaTV News, Kigali.
Thank you, Adams. Now, foreign visitors and Rwandans alike who tour the Nyungwe National Park, recently inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, marvel at its unique biodiversity. The park boasts rare species of wildlife, plants and trees, alongside attractions like the famous canopy walk, which offers breathtaking views of Nyungwe's lush landscape. Inside the forest, hiking trails equipped with handrails allow tourists to traverse the dense forest, feeling the refreshing breeze and hearing the methodic chirping of birds. Guides provide detailed explanations of the park's diverse flora and fauna, which includes various animal species and unique plant types. Another key attraction is the canopy walk, built in 2010 at a cost of 840 million Rwandan francs. The suspended bridge spans 170 meters horizontally and rises 70 meters above the ground. It can support up to 4 tons of weight, allowing visitors to enjoy panoramic views of the park. Foreign visitors, some on their first trip to Rwanda, come from all over the world to explore the park. Equipped with appropriate hiking shoes and trekking poles, they traverse the trails, discovering Nyungwe's ecological treasures.
The park so far has been beautiful, and the walk here has been very nice. And now we're heading off for the scary part. I've been, because it's the first time in Rwanda, and I've been very pleasantly surprised how clean it is. I've read that people are very friendly, and they are. So that was no surprise, but I'm glad to see it.
Oh, it was a plan for like a year to come and see Rwanda after we'd read about the beauty of the country, and so we wanted to check it out. It's the first national park we're visiting.
Yeah.
And, well, it's just a wonderful experience.
Well, I would definitely tell them to come to Rwanda. I would tell them to do the chimp hike that we did today. I would tell them to do the canopy walk as well. I'd tell them to go to Kigali and make sure they go to the Genocide Memorial. And to stop in some of the villages too. That was super cool, just seeing the tea plantations and seeing the folks working on the side of the road. I've only been here 2 days, so I can't suggest anything else personally. So, but the 2 days I've been here have been amazing.
It's not just international tourists visiting Nyungwe. Many Rwandans are also drawn by curiosity to see the park's wonders. The Nyungwe National Park was designated one of Rwanda's 4 national parks back in 2005. It is home to over 98 species of mammals, including more than 12% of Africa's primates, over 1,000 flowering plant species, 240 tree species, and more than 320 bird species, many of which are globally rare. The park spans 5 districts in the southern and western provinces, those being Nyaruguru, Nyamagabe, Karongi, Rusizi, and Nyamasheke, covering a vast area of biodiversity. Now, a research institute specializing in statistical studies based in Germany has revealed that e-commerce in Rwanda is projected to grow by approximately 26% between 2025 and 2029, with its market value expected to reach around $937 million. This method of trade, widely appreciated by citizens, simplifies access to goods and services without requiring physical travel. Users of online platforms that connect buyers and sellers attest to the convenience and speed of services enabled by technology. Operators of e-commerce platforms report steady growth in their reach.
We are ordering via WhatsApp, via USSD code, via app. It's really easy. We are offering a service where you can get your product in a day from the order to the distribution. For our customer, I can say that they are happy. We need really to increase the quantity, the volume, because we have a unique core business, first of all, and we are investing a lot. We do have an HR which is really incredible. For me, I can see Kasha in near future as a leading platform in Africa.
There is a loom called the Dutometo Akubere, and you list what you need. Like if you want something where you already often used to shop to your own partner or other shops, we don't have it to our platform, you have a right to give us the list, then we shop for you and deliver to your doorstep. The farmers, we give them the option of giving us their stock. If they get like a yield of 1 ton, 5 ton, they can give us that numbers, then we find the market to link them to the market.
According to Statista, the German Statistical Research Institute, e-commerce in Rwanda is estimated to generate as much as $373.70 million in this year of 2025. The sector is expected to experience a compound annual growth rate of 25.83% between this year of 2025 and 2029. By 2029, the number of online market participants is projected to reach approximately 1.14 million. With the sector's market value expected to soar to $936.80 million. Business experts note that Rwanda's adoption of e-commerce platforms has made significant strides over the past 4 years.
E-commerce, Rwanda has also started enjoying it. Of course, it will take time. It is a journey. It's a constant development process, and which will, over a period of time, I think e-commerce will be a part of daily life. There is no reversal. It has to go up and up and up. So it's good that traders, they have to find out the ways how quickly they can accommodate that new environment to be more like on those platforms before they face that catastrophic survival situation in business.
In the third quarter of 2024, Rwanda's ICT sector contributed a 19% growth to the national gross domestic product of the country. Now, Afri Global Corporation has brought together over 200 young professionals and CEOs for a business meetup under the theme Awareness and Understanding the Importance of Financial Literacy. Some of the attendees shared their experiences and some of the challenges they have faced, while the founder and CEO of Afro Global Corporation shared on why such an event is important to young professionals and CEOs.
As you know, usually the issues that are going on or the challenges that the businesses have are access to market, access to finance, and the usual drill, what everybody says is the issues. But in my own perspective, it's a lack of knowledge or knowing actually how to run a business and what it requires to run a business. Because as we were just discussing in here, we're talking about financial literacy, but businesses are established. And when you establish, I have an IT company, per se, let's say I have an IT company, so I'm not very knowledgeable in terms of finances and how to run finances, bookkeeping and whatnot. And when you go out for these services as a young entrepreneur or a young CEO, they're quite costly. And you really don't have that amount of money to send it out. So I believe one of the services or the issues that we deal with and the service that we need to be really affordable are these other services that enable your business to grow. So not everyone comes with a fully fledged business that has departments of finance, legal advice and whatnot. So we need to figure out a way to make it easy on the new businesses to get these services in an affordable way.
The concept is how can we promote the young CEOs and young professionals to go to another level. Of course, we cannot do it without calling them so that we can meet and discuss. So the theme of today was awareness about financial literacy. So, in Rwanda, in Africa, everywhere, financial literacy is a big problem. So we need to teach our people about the finance, about the financial literacy. We need to tell people about how to use money. You don't have to have money. Maybe you get the money in the bank. After getting the money in the bank, then you go to Dubai, you go to somewhere. That's capacity building of the financial literacy. It needs in Rwanda. But the AfriGlobal, our focus, we are focusing for young people. We want to start from the university, the secondary schools. At least these people have the concept of the financial literacy, so that when we talk about Vision 2050, our young people start the saving culture when they are still young. So that will help us to achieve the Vision 2050, where each citizen will have $10,200. So we cannot wait for 2050. We have to start from now. So we as AfriGlobal, we just sit down and say, now let's call our colleagues, the young CEOs, the young profession, because young profession also tomorrow they will start their businesses. But they need to have this capacity building. They need to have the mentorship. They need to have the different conferences, networking, so that at least they get to know different experiences in different sectors, in different industries, in different people. That will help us to penetrate to the global market.
Now, moving on to other matters, the veteran Rwandan politician and member of the RPF Inkotanyi Party, Tito Rutaremara, has urged party members, particularly those in Gasabo district, to intensify efforts in addressing challenges that hinder the well-being of citizens and to promote the party's 5-year development manifesto aimed at advancing the nation. On Sunday, representatives of RPF members from the 15 sectors of Gasabo district gathered to elect the party's new executive committee at the district level. The meeting also provided an opportunity for Tito Rutaremara to deliver a keynote address. And in his remarks, he criticized some leaders who failed to align with the party's goals of national development, noting that such complacency undermines progress. As of January 2025, shortly after the party began implementing the second phase of the National Strategy for Transformation, or NST2 as it is usually referred to, Tito Rutaremara emphasized the need for leaders to focus on citizen-centered strategies. He called for swift action to meet development targets outlined in the 5-year RPF manifesto, which includes creating at least 1.25 million jobs. In the elections held during the meeting, Bernard Bayasese, the current executive administrator of Gasabo district, was elected as chairman. Additionally, 4 commissioners and youth representatives for the district were also elected to serve in various leadership capacities. Welcome back, and now let us take a look at news from elsewhere around the world. Namibia's film industry has been breaking boundaries, increasing its international reach as local filmmakers are getting increasingly noticed for their authentic storytelling and cultural depth. VOA recently spoke to a Namibian filmmaker about his cross-genre film Under the Hanging Tree, blending Herero mythology and the symbolism of a particular tree in Namibian culture. Take a look.
Well, the film started as I think a desire to sort of look back and to try and make sense of some of our histories in Namibia and to look at a difficult period, the colonial period, when Namibia was ruled by Germany and we were under sort of German colonial rule, and the subsequent Herero genocide, which occurred between 1904 and 1908. My father's, let me get this right, my father's grandmother's sister was in that war and was injured and was shot and raised my father. She was really my dad's key maternal
That's the
figure.
Herero fighting against the German colonial...
That's right,
yeah.
that's right. So we grew up with those stories being passed down from her to my dad, to me and my siblings. So I'd always wanted to make a film that looked at that, but from our perspective of waking up to the past and making sense of it and digging and looking. So I just felt very early on I had to have a police officer at the center of this story, because detectives like to dig and kind of investigate and look and dig up the past in this kind of way. So it felt appropriate. So we developed it then initially as a TV series, then as a film, as a way to kind of, on the surface, you think as an audience you're walking into a film that has familiar genre tropes, and there's a noir or crime detective element, but then it becomes something very different. It becomes a film where somebody coined the phrase, you're trying to decolonize the form.
Decolonize the form?
Which we were trying to do in a way. So decolonizing film, partly with the form of it, so it doesn't...
You append the whole like linear or non-linear structure of the film.
Exactly. So you think you're watching something that is a traditional cop film, and then it becomes a bit of a slow film, and it becomes a bit experimental and artsy. But then there was, to center some of the early filmmakers from West Africa, like Suleiman Cissé, this idea of centering the traditions of the community and the rituals over narrative and plot. So there are times when you expect, again, sort of certain narrative and plot, tropes from Hollywood filmmaking, but instead you're watching somebody perform a ritual under a tree with fire.
Andu yetu kwa huru tutu. Amunjidu. Kwa huru tutu kumwaya. No matuve paha, matu kotora, ombintu. Jatika mehire tundu.
Namibian film or cinema is still emerging on the global stage. What would you say are some of the unique challenges like filmmakers or storytellers like you still face, and some of the opportunities that are available for young filmmakers that are hoping to to embark on this journey of storytelling?
Yeah, I think I'll be boring and say that the same old challenges apply, like funding, access to audiences, access to equipment, even in a sense, the sort of technology and gear. But it's never been easier, I think. It's all relative, of course, but just I really do have perspective. There was a time when there were no films, no filmmakers.
Absolutely.
Now, we've had a submission to the Oscars. We've had Namibians with making films that have been on Netflix and Amazon Prime and other big streamers and international platforms. So things have changed dramatically from when I was a kid, if I was to remember.
That interview brings us to the end of this edition of the news. However, before we go, let us again take a look at the headlines. President Paul Kagame has urged leaders in various sectors to focus on actions that improve the lives of those they serve. President Paul Kagame has praised the strong ties between Rwanda and Togo and expressed a desire to strengthen them even further. And Namibia's film industry has been breaking boundaries, increasing its international reach as local filmmakers are getting increasingly noticed for their authentic storytelling and cultural depth. It's always a pleasure when you're able to join us for the news, and I hope you stay with Rwanda Television as the programs continue, and that you have a great week ahead of you. Goodbye.